everybody, and welcome back to Copeland's Builders, where we take your dreams and turn them into reality. In today's video, we're going back to Newcastle, Pennsylvania. We're planning on finishing up this building today, so if you'd like to join us, come check it out. Before we start the metal on the front, we need to install the man door. He first places a shim behind the door frame, and he uses a 3-inch screw that he hides behind the door seal. He is getting different measurements to measure and bend his bird box. If you're wondering what a bird box is, it is the transition for the soffit between the gable end and the eave end of the building. We typically use roofing nails to attach the bird box to the building. It's faster to install the bird boxes if you use the battery-powered roofing nailer. He is measuring down from the top of the skirt board to find proper placement for the base angle. He uses the same roofing nailer to nail the base angle to the skirt board. This building is getting a wainscoting, so he is putting shorter metal on the top and a Z-bar down, and then leaving 42 inches for the wainscoting. We use 1.5-inch metal screws with rubber washers on them and screw them right into the 2x4 purlins. He is marking where he wants to place his screws so they stay in a straight line. He is installing C&T channel, which has 2 different slots, one to receive the metal on the wall and one for the soffit. We use perforated metal soffit that is pre-cut for our 1-foot overhang. We attach it to our fascia board by using 1.5-inch metal screws. We are using pre-bent metal fascia that was bent at 1.5 inches by 6 inches. We screw up into the fascia board using the same 1.5-inch metal screws. For the last piece of fascia, we need to cut and bend 1.5 inches to wrap around the end of the fascia board. When framing our garage doors, we nail a 2x6 right to the inside of our post using 3-inch framing nails. Because this is a non-load bearing wall, we are using a double 2x10 for garage door headers. The outside 2x10 gets nailed flush with the outside wall. The inside 2x10 gets nailed on the inside above the 2x6 that we nailed on the 6x6. We put 2x6 spacers between the headers and run them up to our trusses to keep them from bowing in and out. We also put some short 2x6s in between just to give it some extra support. Before we get to the metal on the front, we have to trim out the man door with J-channel. Just like the other trim, we fasten it on using 1¼ inch roofing nails. It's a really tight squeeze to get the metal on this side. Levi is marking our metal every 2 feet for our screw rows. Then he carries the metal back to be put on the building. It's so tight we had to use the little giant to stand over top of the fence. Levi uses the Malco power snips to rip the last piece to go on that side. To start the front, we have to cut the first piece to go around the garage door.
this garage is good. That nuisance, ever since nuisance struck.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah, he just said, didn't he? Right after.
After the metal is around the garage door, we have to cut a piece of garage door trim to trim out the garage doors. The last step we have to do is put the outside corners on. And there's the finished product. I really like the way that this building turned out. So that'll wrap up today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button and check us out on the next one. If you're interested in what tools that we used during the construction of this garage, we'll put the links in the description below and you can check them out. If you are in the northwestern Pennsylvania or eastern Ohio area and are interested in us building your building and being featured on one of our next videos, then call me, Robert, at 814-572-5241, and I'd be happy to talk to you.